everyone, and how are you? Welcome back. My name's Iris Smith and I'm the owner of a small business called The Flower Patch, where I make beautiful artificial flower arrangements, things for the door like wreaths, swags, home decor, funeral tributes and things for the garden and much more. Well, first of all guys, I just wish to thank you for your wonderful comments. Again, it is very, very touching. I can't express how much it really does touch my heart. Right, I'm going to get straight into this. I'm going to do two videos today, part one and part two. So part one, I'm going to go through all the elements and the materials that you're going to need for this project. And this project is going to be a table centerpiece for Mother's Day, so it can sit beautiful on a coffee table or on a cabinet or anything like that, using a candle inside a small vase. So I'm going to go through it, what we're going to use or what you're going to need to have for the project. So I'm first using a polystyrene white 14-inch wreath, where it is flat on the back so it can sit comfortable on any surface without being uneven or rocking or anything like that. So that you haven't got to have a 14-inch wreath guys, you can have a smaller one, a larger one, whichever suits you. So that is our wreath, what we're going to use. I'm going to use for the wreath to cover the white our wreath wrap, which is going to go round, and I'm going in this part one to show you how to attach the wreath wrap. So you're going to need with the wreath wrap some moss pins just to hold it on so it doesn't move. You could glue it on. I've also switched my glue gun on, and you're going to need your glue sticks as well, with a few more glue sticks in case you run out. That's in case you haven't got a glue pan, then you've got a glue gun to use instead. So that is what we're going to use for our wreath. You're going to need a pair of scissors, sharp scissors that will cut through your materials like your ribbon. You're going to need your cutters, your wire cutters. I've got the old punch. With it being polystyrene, it can be quite tough to make a hole by just placing in your floral stem, so I've got this out in case it is tough. I've also got out some picks in case some of the stems haven't got wire in, so then I can attach my 7-inch picks on to the floral and then place it inside the wreath. And I've also got out the brown and the green floral tape to wrap around the stem of the floral stem onto the pick. So you will need those in case you've got some unwired flowers. I've also got out my 22 gauge floral wire in case I may need this as well to attach something, so I always have these on standby. For our ribbon, I am not using wired ribbon today guys, I'm using silk. No wire. I've got a very light pink and a cerise pink, and that's what we're going to use. I've also got out, you're going to need any type of vase, but I've only got a small one out. I didn't want a tall one, which is quite big, you know, around the top. I think it's 3.5 inches in diameter, and I've got a candle that I'm going to just place inside the vase. So you will need a candle and a glass vase as well. So that is what we're going to need for the project, for our tools. Now for the floral, I'm going to go through the floral as well in part one. I'm not going to attach it. The attachment of the florals will be in part two. So first of all, with it going to be pinks and whites, I've got out for Mother's Day some lilac coloured eucalyptus, which I want to add in around the arrangement, because it is going to be a compact arrangement. So I've got that. I found an oddment of this, so I thought I could use this up. Just some green filler foliage. I've cut down some huckleberry as well. I've also got some seeds with their own foliage, as you can see, just to add in, and I will be cutting that down into several pieces also, because it's not a tall arrangement, it's going to be very low down. I've also got out my bay leaves, because these are beautiful against anything, because they are like a waxed coating on them, which is like a grey colour, which is lovely. And I think grey colour, bluey grey things, foliage go lovely with pinks, so, and purples and whites. So I've got those out as well. And I've also got some darker foliage, which is the lavender, the green lavender. So we're going to use that, and we could cut those, because they're not push-ups, into several little pieces as well. I've also got out different shades of pink and lilac and cerise, gypsophilia. I want to put a different shades in, not just one, into the arrangement as well, just to add a little different colour and texture. But I've also got these little tiny blossoms, white blossoms on brown stem, hence the reason I've got out my brown floral in case I need to attach a pick, because I tend to use the tape with the colour of the stem. And for our floral, it's just going to be roses, guys, just roses. So I've got some beautiful pink roses, like a baby pink, that I want to incorporate with their own foliage. So we're going to use those. And I've got some vintage pink roses as well. These are lovely. I did a bridal bouquet with these, and these are all going in as well with different shades of pink with their own foliage. So we're going to add those. I've got some smaller miniature roses, again in different shades of pink and tones, which I will dot those in also. I've also got some big roses in white, some ones that are open, because I don't just want to stick to small roses, I want to add in bigger roses as well for the contrast, and again different texture and interest. And then I've also got some white rose buds also. So that is what we're going to use for part 2. So part 1, we're going to attach first of all our wreath wrap. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to start in the center with the wreath wrap, and I'm going to just place in a moss pin to hold it in and push that right in to the bottom. And then now all I'm doing with this wreath wrap is I'm going to entwine it around till I've gone all the way around. And this will also make it softer on the bottom for when it sits on any surface. And I'm overlapping as I go around, and I'm just going to do this, and I'm pulling it a little while, you know, to keep it nice and taut. And you can go round a couple of times once you've gone round once, because I can still see the white polystyrene. And again, I'm just going in and out and just wrapping it all the way. And as you can see, it's covering the back as well nicely to give that soft touch when it's sat flat down. And this is brilliant stuff, guys, absolutely brilliant. And again, just keep going around till you've gone round once. You don't have to put another moss pin in until you've finished going round. And I'm going to go round twice. And this is all what's doing is hiding your foam, your polystyrene. And it's just going to go round. So we're coming to the end. And I'm going round again because I can still see, as you can see, the white. I just want to make that shade, that white here, slightly darker. So I'm going to go round twice. As you can see, it's now hiding the white from the polystyrene. You can get this wreath wrap anywhere, from any floral wholesale, excuse me, Amazon, eBay, anything, anywhere like that, guys. I've seen it on Amazon. I got mine from my wholesalers, if I can remember correctly. And again, just keep going around. So it's covering the white. And you don't have to glue this down. You just have to place a moss pin in, which is much, much easier and saves on a lot of time. So we're nearly to the end. So here we go. So then I'm going to bring it up here, place a moss pin where I've finished, and I'm going to place it on top because the flowers will hide that moss pin. And then once I've done that, I'm going to snip it off, and now you have a green polystyrene wreath, which is covered beautiful, and again lovely and flat on here, so it doesn't scratch any surface. You could also, if you wanted to, before you carry on, attach felt around the bottom for even more of a softer finish. I haven't got no felt big enough. I still haven't ordered any, I keep forgetting, but you could also get some, if you've got scraps of material as well, something like a nice tablecloth that you don't use anymore, and attach that to the bottom as well. Just place your wreath on top, draw around the tablecloth and on the inside as well, and then just cut around. You may be wanting to just leave it a slightly bit wider at the edge, just so then you can fold that inwards so it doesn't fray. So there we have that. So we don't need those now. So that's what we're going to, our moss, our wreath is going to be like. So for our ribbon, again I've got silk ribbon, not wired, because I don't want wired on this one. All I'm going to do is get my glue gun and attach it around the top of my vase or vase and place a small bow. So, oops, let's just cut that straight across. And what I'm going to do is get my glue gun, and let me just move that. I'm going to place a little bit of glue about 3-4 mil away from the edge, across, fold it over, just that little end piece, like that, if you can see. So it makes the other side neat and it won't fray. And I'm going to do the same with this one because I want to double up with them. Again, I'm just straightening the edge, placing a little bit of glue again across, and then I'm going to fold it over. And again, that is just to give it a nice neat finish where it will not fray at all. And there you have it on that one. So first of all, I'm going to place on the cerise one, and then when I place on the pink one after, I'm just going to place the pink on top of the cerise, but halfway down, so you can still see the cerise underneath. So let's just take our candle out and get our glue gun and put a little bit on here where we folded it. Not a lot because it will seep out. And I'm going to place it around there. I'm just patting that on really nicely so no glue seeps out. And then I'm just going to take our ribbon around, and then in several places I'm going to put a bit of glue behind the ribbon so it doesn't start then to slip. So it's just to keep it in place. So I'm going to put a little bit, again not a lot, just a little dab, just to keep it straight, and just pull on it so it sits flat. Again, just rub it where you put the glue, so then that will not slide down. And then we're going to do it the same as we go around. Put a little more glue on. You don't have to put it close every time, you can just put it on sparingly, but as you go around. And then just pull and then place. And then just rub again so you know it's flat and you've got no lumpy bits where the glue dries. Just do another one. Bring that around. Again, just rub like you're rubbing the lantern for your wishes. And then I come to the end. So now where I'm at the end, I would just overlap slightly, about an inch, then cut with my scissors. And then I do the same thing as I did at the beginning. Place a little bit of glue around the edge, bend it over so you've got that lovely neat finish, and just tap it down again so it doesn't fray, and then bring it over there, your other ribbon, and glue it on. So then we'll bring it, and I'm lining it up so it doesn't look too different, and then you have it like that. So that is your first ribbon. We will do the little bows after. You don't have to have a bow. You can just leave it like that. So I can see through this vase where I started with the cerise, and I'm going to start in the same place with the baby pink, and I'm going to bring that around like that. So we'll place another little bit of glue on the end. And I'm going halfway down on the cerise ribbon and half on the glass bars. Excuse me. Just tap it so it sticks. And again, I can see where I've glued it from the inside, so I'm going to glue it in the same places. So I haven't got a lot of lumps or little bumps where it's hard, you know, all in different areas. So I'll do that. Rub the magic lantern like that. And then move your bars around. Look where you've glued again from the inside. And then glue the other ribbon in a very similar place. And I'm looking on the outside to make sure that it's similar, you know, half and half, and it's not one piece of this pink ribbon, light pink ribbon is higher than the other. I want to try and keep it all in line. And again, do the same. And just check. And then we're coming to the end again, so I will cut off from that. And I will get a little bit of our glue, turn the end over again, pat it down so you've got that neat finish. And go over the pink ribbon, and then glue again on the inside of the pink ribbon, and then go over the ribbon. And then just press. So you have that effect. Isn't that beautiful? So now we've done that, we're going to do our bows, and we're going to sit them where in front of where we have finished here. So then it looks, that's all nice and neat. And again, I don't want big bows because with silk they do flop. So I only want small little bows. So first of all, let's see how long. So we may go for a tail end around 4.5 inches. And I'm going to do this by hand. Let me just unravel myself. And I'm going to do a little loop, and our loops are going to be, let's around 3 inch. So I've just placed that one over like that, twist, come back under and gather it in between your fingers. If you want to measure if it's the same size, do that, and if they meet at the top, you know the same size loops. And then you do it like that. So you could place one like that. In fact, no, let's change our mind. I'm going to do them together, which will make it much easier. So let's first of all just dovetail the ends like that. So they're both the same. So we'll gather it there, make our loop, gather it in between our fingers like that. So then you end up with the cerise one on top, twist so the baby pink is on top, and then go under when you do your bows by hand, you go under. And then gather in the centre where your thumb and finger is. Again, check that they meet together. Twist down, and that is all I'm going to do. So I'm going to use a floral wire to attach those two bows together. And I'm going to twist. Twist them tight like that. So then the wire is at the back, and you make sure you bring your tail ends down. I'm going to measure with those tail ends. I'm going to place it in half and dovetail that. So you have your bow, lovely little bow, where then you can part your loops so it makes 4 loops now. And just bring it like that. I'm just going to bring the tail end slightly a bit more down. So you have that effect. Now if you want to cover your mechanics in the centre, I will use a little bit of this. You just cut it straight, and you can either fold it in half and go through the centre. So I'm going to cut about 10 inch off. Because it's light pink on the front, I'm using the cerise. So I'm going to go around like that, go to the back. First of all, sorry, let me just clip off. Let me just make sure this bow's tight. Let me just clip off the wire. You don't need any lot more of that on. Take that off. So then I'm going to use this little piece of 10-inch ribbon, take it round the back and tie a knot. And just do a double knot. And then you've got that in the centre hiding your mechanics. So then you get these 2 little straggly pieces that you've just tied the knot, and just cut them off. Like that. So then you have your beautiful little bow. And then with the bow, what we're going to do with that is stick it on with our glue gun just there, so it hangs down like that. So then get your glue gun, go over the crease where you finish with your baby pink ribbon, and press. Doesn't that look pretty? So that is how we attach our bow onto our vase. So then that will be ready for when we place it, we finish the wreath and we place our candle in. And then that will then sit beautiful when the flowers are in, around or inside the wreath with the floral around. So that is how you place in your ribbon on a vase. So let's just place our pins back in. I tend to use silk ribbon for things like this sometimes, not always. If I just want a slim one and a small dainty little bow. Oh, so that is our ribbon, guys. So we'll take that away and get rid of our, we don't need the scissors anymore. So that's all you need your scissors for, is your bow. Isn't that easy, guys? Excuse me. Now you can, if you wish, prepare your floral in advance. Because I know it's only going to be small, then we can see how short we'd like our stems. So again, I'll just put the wreath to one side. And this is all about preparation. I've placed some already on picks, but I've left them at the length they are. But if you grab your wreath, because on this arrangement I am not going any further out than that. So I need my stems around 3 inches long, just to be on the safe side. So I'm going to cut several, and I'm going to measure them alongside each other so they're all the similar length. So then they'll all be ready for when we start. You may still have to chop some if they are slightly longer, but at least you've got them short enough to just crack on, so to speak. So we're going to need more than that. Find another one here. So let's measure that one. That's the same. And I'm just cutting pieces off. I'm just looking for the oddments first. So with these, I'm going to need some picks. That's the reason we've got picks out. Pull them off the main stem. Either use your glue gun, or if you've got a glue pan, glue them back into a pick and then cut it at the size you need. So I've got some spare here. Let's see. Yep, they're perfect. So use your spare ones that you've cut off your long picks if you once you've measured the length. Wipe any excess glue off. If you've got an idea on how many you're going to need, that's fabulous. Or If you haven't, then cut so many off, and then if you need any more, just grab some more. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So I'm just going to hold with 12 at the moment. So if, I've got, 13. Oh no, I don't like that sort of number. So we'll make it 14. So I've got 14. I'm not going to do any more in case I don't need any more. So I've got plenty there. So then I will just place those out of the way. So that is our preparation for our eucalyptus. Now these come small in height anyway, the tea leaf. So I will leave those as they are. I have got some bay leaves as well. But some more will need to go on picks. I will also cut these to about 3 inches again. And I'll measure them as I go. I'm cutting everything down to 3 inch because I don't need it longer than that, because it is going to be a compact arrangement, because we want to be able to see our beautiful vase with the little bow. We may go like to 2 inch inside, but the 3 inch is just so we can manipulate it or lift it a little bit. So I'm going to get excuse me, my bunch, and all I do is got 3 separate segments on. I'm just pulling them off because they go further, guys. You can use the full one if you like, but I tend to pull them off just so they go further. So I'll do that for now and place picks on all of these. So this video is basically to show you how to prepare and get ready for your lovely arrangement. So a step-by-step guide. I could use some of these. So by the time if you've got the 7 inch picks and you cut them down to 3, you're left with 4 inch. So you can stick that one in another piece here instead of wasting it. Very handy. And this is how I prepare if I'm not on camera and I'm working for a customer. I get everything prepared like this, so then I can just go ahead and create. So they're all our bay leaves as well. Let me just move my floral wire out of the way. So at the moment I don't want to do any more bay leaves, so I will just again place them out of my way unless I may need some more. So now with the floral, I will cut those as I go. because it all depends. I tend to think I don't want to cut with the floral of them too small in case I want to manipulate them or bend them, so I don't cut the floral. These are only on small picks anyway, or stems should I say, so the floral I do not cut. It's usually the greenery that I get prepared. So now I can cut this into two. Let's just pull that tag off. So they are again small. And same with this. I can chop this into different pieces. I'm not measuring these because they're only small anyway. So these will be okay as they are. I can hear my cat at the door. He's scratching the door, wanting to come in. I think I'll do another couple. So that is for that greenery as well. So I'll place that on there. Now our seeds, I'm not going to cut these because they've got seeds on. I will, if I cut them, I will cut and just use the top bit and just leave the bottom. So it all depends with these. If there was just seeds and no foliage, I wouldn't have a problem. So I'm just going to be cautious with those and wait to see how long I may need them. So that's those. Now that with our gypsophilia, I have cut the odd bits down like this already. I think that one's a little bit long. So, and I'm just chopping pieces off of the main stem to have them smaller. You see, these haven't got wire in them, it's just the main stem. So that is where I would need to use my floral tape to wire it up. And my picks. We'll have a few purple and pinks, just several different colours. Let's get a few of the purple. Yes, I'm coming. My goodness, he's so mardy. He always likes to be round Mummy. One's okay. So we'll just use those for now. So then that is those. And again, I'll do the same with these. Cut them into single little stems. So I've chosen these for the movement because they're slightly a little bit longer. If I need to chop them, then I will. So then we've got that. So I will place our picks at the side for if I need to add picks, which I know I will. So then we've got our floral, what we will use and cut as we go along. So that, guys, is my preparation for today's video for part 1. I hope you enjoyed that and you learned something new, and it helped to let you or inform you of what tools and elements you will need to attach things onto the wreath and ribbons and things like that. So I'll see you in part 2. Enjoy. Bye bye.